In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside Royal Brome Pavilion in Seattle, Washington. I'm Greg Sexton, and you're watching the SPU webcast. The Montana State University Billings Yellow Jackets in for the GNAC opener for both of these teams. The Seattle Pacific University Falcons come in with a record of 2-6, and the Yellow Jackets come in at 7-2. They won last year's GNAC regular season title. Their interim head coach at the time, Luke Fennelly, is now in his second season. Kefri Fazio in his second season for the Falcons as well. Both of them were interim coaches last year. Both of them have had their interim tags removed this year. And Luke Fennelly won the GNAC Coach of the Year award before losing in the semifinals of the GNAC tournament to Central Washington. Central Washington picked to win the GNAC this year. The Yellow Jackets picked to finish second. The Falcons picked to finish seventh. And that's been about how things have gone so far this year. This is the last GNAC opener of these teams playing their first game of the schedule, but everybody else started on Thursday night, and we'll break down those results for you coming up in a little while here. But let's get to the lineups here. Luke Finley, the coach, as I mentioned, for the Yellow Jackets. He's going to go with famous left hand, a senior out of Crow Agency, Montana. Jalen Tott, a senior from Dallas, Texas, the preseason GNAC Player of the Year. Brendan Johnson, a senior out of Livingston, Montana, a transfer from Dominican University in the Bay Area. Cale Robinson is a senior out of Hamilton, New Zealand. And Faris Kasem is a junior from Tunis, Tunisia. That is the lineup for the Yellow Jackets. For the Falcons, Owen Moriarty, a junior from right here in Seattle, went over 1,000 career points on the road last weekend. Jackson Knapp, a junior from Newcastle, Washington. Jonas Latour gets his first start of the season. He's a redshirt sophomore out of Poulsbo. And Knapp is in the circle against Kasem, and they're going to re-jump it here. Trace Evans, a junior out of New South Wales, Australia. Henry Sandberg, a freshman from Spokane, and Knapp wins the tip there. And the Falcons in the all-white with the first possession of the afternoon. Here's Knapp on the left wing. To Latour, who takes a quick three from the top of the key and puts it in. And the Falcons get out to a 3-0 lead. Latour making his first start of the season and had an open shot there and took it. And he is one of the players that the Falcons do want to put up threes quickly. There's left hand on the other end, and he's off the mark on the three. And the Falcons back the other way. Typically don't want to see too many players just put up a three with a little bit of space. There's a nice pass from Knapp to Evans, and Evans goes up and in with the easy bucket. Evans coming into this one leading the GNAC in field goal percentage at 68%. Here's a pass from Tott, and it gets away. And I don't think Kasem was looking for it. He was trying to get it to Kasem. Here come the Falcons back the other way. Sandberg will get it to Evans. He'll hand off to Moriarty. Thought about it. Will probe. Will kick back out. And now Evans in the post being guarded by Kasem. Evans trying to go around him and does. Puts it up with the left hand and in off the glass. Trace Evans with 4 points in the early going here. And the Falcons with a 7-0 lead. Falcons have gotten off to a lot of good starts this year, but have had a hard time playing a complete 40-minute ball game, as they have just won 2 out of 8 so far this year. This is Jalen Tott, and he takes a shot over Moriarty. That one's off the back iron. Rebound to Knapp. Jackson Knapp, third in the GNAC in rebounding at over 7 a game. And the Falcons will set up a possession. Moriarty will get a screen from Evans. Will kick it back out to him. And now Latour going to take another three, and that one's off the mark. Rebound to Tott. Jalen Tott on the floor. His brother Jawan Tott on the bench. And this one pinballs around and falls in. And that is Brendan Johnson, the transfer from Dominican. 7-3, the Yellow Jackets on the board. And the Falcons with possession. As Knapp gets it to Latour. Sandberg. And now they get it into Evans in the post. Evans looking and couldn't get the shot to go. He was waiting for Kasem to come down and went up a little too strong there. And the Yellow Jackets back with it the other way. Here is Tott, a three from the left wing, and that one off the mark. And we get a foul on the rebound. And I believe this is going to go against Brendan Johnson, and it is. No, I'm sorry. It's the other number 3. It's Jackson Knapp got called for the foul. So it'll be Yellow Jackets ball as Daniel Utara, a sophomore out of Abidjan, Ivory Coast, transfer from Cal State San Bernardino. He checks in for Kasem. And here's left hand with the right hand, taking it to the bucket. And he puts it in. It's 7-5. Falcons with the lead. Falcons started off up 7-0. And the Yellow Jackets have scored the last 5. Here's Knapp. Gets it to Moriarty. Gets a screen from Evans. Looking for Evans. Nope. Moriarty's going to take it. He's going to draw the foul. And The official having a conversation there with Coach Luke Fennelly as foul goes on Utara, and Moriarty gets to the free throw line. Moriarty, a pretty automatic free throw shooter, as he is at 86% on the season. 16.6 points per game for Moriarty coming into this one, and that is 6th in the GNAC. And both of his free throws good here on this trip, and that'll bump up his season percentage a little bit more. 9-5 here, Falcons with the lead. I mentioned he came in at 86%. There's Johnson, a three, and that one is well off the mark. Left hand saves it, though, and keeps it in play. Gets it right back from Utara. And now with the ball is Robinson. Cale Robinson going up over Latour, and he leaves it short. Had to fade away on that one, and came up short on it. Falcons with possession. Here's Evans backing down on Utara. Gets up and under, reverses it up and in. Creative move there in the post by Evans, and we have seen that post game just blossom here at SPU, as Evans, one of the better post players in the conference now. Here's Tot with the step back and the three off the mark. Rebound to Moriarty. Falcons up 11-5 with possession. Here's Moriarty into the lane, and I think they called him. Did they call him for steps, or did they call a foul here? At any rate, no, they are going to get a foul. So Moriarty got bailed out there, I think. He was on his way to a traveling violation, but the foul called on Utara, and that's his second. And that'll take us to a timeout on the floor. 15:44 to go. First half. We'll be right back on the SP webcast. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. Falcons out to an 11-5 lead here in the first 4 minutes and change. And the Yellow Jackets return to the floor with both Tot brothers, Jalen and Jawan. Cooper DeWitt on the floor. He's out of Pasco, Washington. Transfer from IUPUI, Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis. One of the more oddly named schools in the country. As also out there, David Jones, a senior out of Sacramento, California, for the Yellow Jackets. And Owen Moriarty at the free throw line. The Falcons bring in Grant Coleman as Moriarty knocks down both free throws again. He's 4 for 4 already in this one. Falcons with Grant Coleman on the floor, a junior out of Savoy, Illinois. And Mason Landeck has been in the starting lineup in every game so far this year, but takes a seat on the bench for the first few minutes in this one, and Jonas Latour got the start instead. Here's Jalen Tot in the lane, and he's off the mark on the floater. Landeck is able to collect the rebound, and now he will bring it back. Landeck, a transfer from Lemoyne College in the Syracuse, New York area. As Lemoyne, I didn't know much about Lemoyne. I did a little research. They actually just became a Division I program. There's a three on the way from Jackson Knapp, and the Falcons have a double-digit lead. It's 16-5. We've seen this before from the Falcons. where they will get off to a good start. And can they sustain it is the question. There is a three the other way from Cooper DeWitt, a Chiawana High School graduate in Pasco, Washington. And the Falcons back the other way, leading by 8. Here's Coleman. Landek, originally from Kashmir, Washington, but went to school at Lemoyne across the country. Here is Moriarty stepping inside and puts up the shot over Pedro Ellery, who's also on the floor. Pedro Ellery out of Nottingham, England. And so the Yellow Jackets, both these teams with some international players. The Yellow Jackets have players from 4 different countries outside the U.S. That is David Jones getting a second opportunity and putting in the follow-up there. And it's 18-10. Falcons with the lead. Here's Landek driving. He'll kick back out to Coleman for a 3. And that one goes down. Grant Coleman, a 3 from the top of the key, and the Falcons go up by 11. And a timeout called by Luke Fennelly with 13:34 to go here in the first half. 21-10, the Falcons with the early lead. This is going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. Falcons on a pretty good run here as they are shooting 78%, and that may not be sustainable. They're shooting 78% from the floor, 75% beyond the arc. Yellow Jackets shooting 33% from both the floor overall and beyond the arc. 4 out of 12 from the floor, 2 out of 6 beyond the arc. Falcons 4 out of 4 at the free throw line, all from Owen Moriarty, and they have the rebounding edge too, 6-4 in that category. The Yellow Jackets have not led in this game, but plenty of time to go with 13:34 remaining in the first half. And the Yellow Jackets trying to find their rhythm and settle in. Here's Jawan Tott across midcourt. And he hands it to DeWitt. Now Tott gets it back. Jawan Tott, that is off the mark on that shot. And Jackson Knapp with another rebound for SPU. Jackson Knapp, a transfer from the University of Montana, played for the Grizzlies. And here's Landek getting it back out to Coleman. Landek drives, tried to get it through a couple of defenders, is able to get it to Moriarty. And the Yellow Jackets playing good defense on this possession. Moriarty to the bucket, lays it up, couldn't get it to go. It comes right back to him, and he couldn't get the second opportunity to go either. And if he had just laid that one straight up, he may have gotten it to go, but he kind of tried to finesse it a little bit. The Yellow Jackets missing on a couple of opportunities there. And Landek with the rebound for the Falcons. Here's Sandberg kicking it out to Landek. He'll step inside the arc. Nice no-look pass to Knapp. And Knapp goes up and in and draws the foul. Did they call him? They called him for pushing off. And so the Yellow Jackets get bailed out there. Julian Mora will check in for SPU, as so does Latour. Moriarty will come off. And Anyel Utara was actually back in the SPU locker, or maybe not in the locker room per se, but he was getting tended to and is now back on the MSUB bench. Here is Jawantot, well short on the floater there, anticipating contact. Here's Mora filling the lane and try to get it to Coleman. One too many passes, and now a foul on the other end on Brendan Johnson as he drives to the bucket. And the foul going to go on Landek, I believe. It is going to go on Mason Landek. That's his first foul. And just the second team foul. Just 2 team fouls on each team. So pretty good pace here to this first half so far. Brendan Johnson at the free throw line puts in the first shot. Trace Evans will come back in for Coleman. And Cale Robinson in for David Jones. Famous left hand back out there. And Jawan Tot came off the floor as well. The 2 free throws good, and it is now a 9-point lead for the Falcons, as Landek will get it in the key to Knapp, and Knapp has it poked away, trying to maintain control of it, and it's going to be, let's see here, Luke Fennelly asking for a travel. The official raised a fist there, and now he's going to send, it's because it's a media timeout. They're going to call a foul on the Yellow Jackets on Cooper DeWitt. And so the Falcons will have possession when we come back. 11:45 to go first half. 21-12 SPU with the lead. We'll be right back.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. Falcons with a 21-12 lead, and the foul before the timeout called against Cooper DeWitt. And the Falcons with possession. Trace Evans leaping a bit to catch that one and try to get it to Moriarty. Moriarty is able to collect it, as he was not on the same page with Evans there, but no harm, no foul. Moriarty tried to get it to Evans, and it was broken up there by the Yellow Jackets, and they come the other way with it. Here's Brendan Johnson. Brendan Johnson came into this game an 89% free throw shooter. There is a turnaround and a bucket there by Cale Robinson, as this Yellow Jackets team from the free throw line this year, and actually we're going to say Johnson came in at 90%, 89.5, so we'll round that up. But this Yellow Jackets team was several players north of 80%, as there's Moriarty getting to the bucket and putting it in off the glass. And as a team, the Yellow Jackets shooting 81% from the free throw line, which is, needless to say, a very solid free throw shooting percentage as a team. And there's a three from Cale Robinson. And the Yellow Jackets within 6 with 10.5 to go here in the first half. Evans hands off to Latour. Nice pass from Latour, and it's knocked away from Evans, though. Good defense, and I think it was left hand that got the hand in there. And the Yellow Jackets force the turnover. They come back the other way, and Johnson fumbles it a bit. Gets it to left hand, though, and he puts up the shot off the iron. And back the other way come the Falcons. Here's Landek, and he tried to get it to Latour in the corner, but Cale Robinson got a hand in the passing lane. And the Yellow Jackets have come up with a few steals here the last few possessions. And they've been able to get some things done on the defensive end. Here is a lay-in off the glass by Brendan Johnson. Kind of a tough angle shot there, but gets it to go. And the Yellow Jackets now down just 4. It was an 11-point lead for SPU. Nice pass there from Evans to Moriarty, cutting to the basket, and he lays it up and in. Moriarty with 10 already here in the first half, and it is 25-19 as Jalen Tott will hand off to Cooper DeWitt. And the shot goes up, no good. Rebound to Julian Moore for the Falcons. Coming back the other way. We'll hand it off to Landek. Takes a three in transition, couldn't get it to go. The rebound comes right down to Evans, and Evans finds his way through a couple of defenders and puts it up and in. Evans good at anticipating that contact and playing through it. And it's an 8-point lead again for SPU. Here's left hand. DeWitt now to Johnson. Johnson was up in the air and was able to get the pass out to Robinson, but he misses on the three, and Moriarty there for the rebound. Falcons the other way, leading by 8. Moriarty steps inside, puts it up the floater there, and couldn't get it to go. He was looking for a pass there and decided to take the shot instead. Here's Tot, left hand, and now they work it around the perimeter. DeWitt back to Tot, and he steps through and puts it in off the glass. And it's 27-21 as the preseason GNAC Player of the Year, Jalen Tot, with his first 2 of the ball game. 27-21, Falcons with a 6-point lead. And here's Evans, couldn't get it to go. Second one up and off the mark as well. And here come the Yellow Jackets back the other way. Tot kicks it to Brendan Johnson, a deep three from the right wing, and he puts it in. He had time to set his feet and think about that one and shoot it in rhythm. And it's a 3-point game. Falcons with the lead. Landek driving. And that was Latour putting up the shot from the corner and couldn't get it to go. Falcons cooling off a little bit. Yellow Jackets finding their rhythm. And there is Brendan Johnson with the turnaround. And Kefri Fazio wants a timeout with 7:13 to go here in the first half. Yellow Jackets have cut it to a 1-point deficit. And we will step aside on the SPU webcast. Be back in just a moment. Falcons clinging now to a 1-point lead. Back inside Seattle Pacific University Royal Brougham Pavilion as the Falcons with the lead 27-26. Falcons now shooting 53% for the ball game, and the Yellow Jackets 42%. But the Yellow Jackets have gotten back into this game. Falcons with a 15-8 edge on the glass. But the Yellow Jackets able to force some turnovers. They've only turned the ball over once, and the Falcons have turned it over 5 times. 4 of those were steals for the Yellow Jackets. And they have used those to get back into this one. And then Landek's going to throw this one into the backcourt. He was looking for, I believe, he was trying to get it back to Coleman. But they were not on the same page there, and now the Yellow Jackets will have it in the front court with an opportunity to take the lead. Falcons led this one 21-10 not too long ago. The Yellow Jackets on a 16-6 run. Here's Kasem. Gets it to Tot. And they're going to call Tot for pushing off. Or no, it wasn't Tot. They called Kasem for an illegal screen. And so the Falcons catch a break there. Both Tot brothers on the floor now, along with Ellery, Kasem, and Cale Robinson. Falcons with Moriarty, Knapp, Sandberg, Coleman, and Latour over in the corner. Always have to change positions to be able to see in that corner. There's Coleman with a 3 on the way, and that one is off the mark, and the Yellow Jackets the other way with the rebound. Up off to the right on your screen on the that end of the court. Here is Kasem, and he walked with the basketball. He does not agree with the call, but that was the call made there. And the Falcons back the other way. 6 minutes to play first half. 27-26. Couple of young head coaches in this one as we get a foul called here. And I think they're going to get, and they are going to get Jalen Tott on the foul there. Mentioned that Luke Fennelly was named the GNAC Coach of the Year last year. And was part of the coaching staff as an assistant for the last few years in Billings. Moriarty gonna, let's see here. They might get a foul called there, and they do. As he took another couple of steps there, but it was because he ran into somebody, so they're going to call the foul on Kasem. That is his second. Utara also has 2. So the Yellow Jackets big men getting into some foul trouble here in the first half. Sandberg get it out to Moriarty. Moriarty playing through contact. Gets it to Sandberg for a 3. And that one off the back iron, no good. A rebound to Jawan Tott. Here's Tott taking it to the bucket. And a quick move to get the ball up on the glass, but did not get it in the bucket, as this one knocked out of bounds by Jawan Tott. SPU will keep it. Brendan Johnson coming back in for the Yellow Jackets, and Trace Evans going to check back in for SPU. Still 27-26. No movement on the scoreboard for the last little while here. Moriarty to Coleman. And now they get it over the top to Evans. Evans puts it up and in. As Evans with the long reach there, able to take that one and go to the bucket with it. And 10 points for Evans, 10 points for Moriarty as well for the Falcons. 12 points for Brendan Johnson for the Yellow Jackets. Here is Tott, a 3. That's Jalen Tott, and he is off the mark. Jonas Latour with the rebound. And here come the Falcons with a 3-point lead. Coleman to Latour. And now Evans in the post. And he'll kick it back out. Moriarty a 3 from the top of the key. That one's off the back iron, no good. Evans tried to pull it down, but Jawan Tott ends up with it. And here come the Yellow Jackets. They trail by 3. Here's Cale Robinson backing down on Coleman. Puts up the turnaround hook shot, and it's off the mark. Sandberg able to save it, but gets it right back to Cale Robinson, and here come the Yellow Jackets the other way. A pull-up 3 in transition from Jalen Tott is short, and Latour wrestles away the rebound. Famous left hand up off the bench will check back in for the Yellow Jackets at the next dead ball. Next dead ball will result in the under 4 timeout, as Evans lost that one, and the Yellow Jackets bring it back the other way. As we get down toward 3.5 to go in the first half, and there is a 3 on the way from Brendan Johnson, and he's got 15 points in the ballgame, and we're tied at 29. Tied for the first time since it was 0-0. Here is Latour to the bucket, couldn't get it to go, and comes up short on the second opportunity, but draws the foul. foul is on Brendan Johnson of the Yellow Jackets. And it'll put Latour at the free throw line when we come back from the media timeout. 3:17 to go first half. 29-29 your score. We'll be right back on the SPU webcast.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. Falcons return to the floor with Latour, Evans, Sandberg, Moriarty, and Coleman. And for the Yellow Jackets, Utara is back out there, along with Robinson, left hand, Johnson, and Jalen Tott. And Jonas Latour at the free throw line. Falcons in the bonus, but a two-shot foul there as Latour misses on the first one. Jonas Latour coming into this one as he makes a second there. 83% at the free throw line in a pretty small sample size, 5 out of 6 on the season. So he has not been to the free throw line much, but gets 1 of 2 there. Left hand gets it to Robinson, and Robinson gets pushed from behind by Latour. And Falcons with a 1-point lead. The Yellow Jackets trying to take the lead back here or take the lead for the first time, I should say, on this possession. Knapp will check in for Coleman for the Falcons. And here's left hand. He swings it back out for a 3 from Brendan Johnson, and that one goes down. Left hand got up in the air and looked like he was thinking about shooting it. He decided instead to kick it out to Brendan Johnson. And Johnson has 18 points here in the first half for the Yellow Jackets. 32-30, they lead for the first time. Latour, a quick 3, and that one off the mark, no good. Johnson with the rebound. Here's Johnson back the other way, going around Knapp, and draws the foul. 2 shots coming up here for Brendan Johnson, as I believe they're going to get Knapp. Unless somebody else got in there. No, it is going on Jackson Knapp. That'll be his second. Just the 4th team foul on the Falcons here in the first half with 2:31 to play. And the Yellow Jackets have committed 7 team fouls. But Brendan Johnson, the Falcons are having a hard time accounting for him here in this first half. Jalen Tott, the GNAC preseason player of the year, they've been able to limit him. He only has 2 points in this one, but Brendan Johnson now at 20 as he knocks down a couple more free throws. Here's Knapp in the key, gets it out to Latour. He steps into a 3 and puts it in. And the Falcons back within a point at 34-30. I'm sorry, 34-33. It was 34-30. And it is now a 1-point ball game. Here's famous left hand. Gets it to Tott, Johnson, and now Utara. And Utara was just looking to pass that one, not even thinking about shooting it. They were going to let him shoot it. Left hand gets on the left side of the lane there and puts in the floater, and he's got 4 points in the ball game. And the Yellow Jackets with a 3-point lead. Ticking down toward a minute 30 to play, and Latour gets inside and lays it up and in off the glass. Jonas Latour with 9 points, getting the start this afternoon. 36-35. Yellow Jackets by a point. Here's Johnson finding Utara. Utara has to step back, and Knapp collects the rebound on the missed shot. Falcons with an opportunity to take the lead back here. Moriarty getting a screen from Evans. Moriarty getting all the way to the bucket and tried to reverse it up and in, and that one missed the rim. Robinson back the other way with a quick three, and that one off the mark. Falcons, another opportunity here to take the lead. Moriarty, another screen from Evans. We'll kick it back to him. And now Sandberg going to take a three, and that one off the mark. Sandberg, the true freshman out of Gonzaga Prep High School in Spokane. Came up empty on that one and has been held scoreless here in the first half. Yellow Jackets with about a 7-second differential between shot and game clock, and they're going to try to use most of the rest of the first half here. As this is Johnson driving on Knapp with the pull-up jumper, and he leaves it short. Here's Knapp, plenty of time. And Knapp will take it all the way to the bucket. Evans tried to follow it up, but Knapp draws the foul, and he will be at the free throw line with 6.6 left on the clock here in the first half. So Brendan Johnson gets called for the foul. That's his second. And Jackson Knapp will head to the free throw line. Knapp, a 72% free throw shooter. 21 out of 29 on the season. And the first one is good for the lefty. Landek will come in, as will DeWitt and Jalen Tott. And now Ellery. As the Yellow Jackets trying to sort out who they want on the floor here. Grant Coleman will come back in for SPU, coming in for Trace Evans. I think a lot of these subs here are they're trying to get players on the floor that don't have two fouls. As Knapp has tied the game at 36, trying to put the Falcons back in front. And that one off the back iron, no good. Ellery boxes out Knapp for the rebound. Here's Jalen Tott the other way. He puts up the floater at the buzzer, and it's off the mark. Knapp pulls down the rebound. And we go to halftime tied at 36. Good up and down ball game here. Good pace to this game. We are tied at the end of one half of play. Falcons had a double-digit lead early, but the Yellow Jackets ran them down. Yellow Jackets had the lead for a bit, but we are tied 36-36. We'll be back in a few minutes here on the SPU webcast. We're at halftime, and once again, a good ball game going on here. We'll be back in a few.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Welcome back inside Royal Brown Pavilion in Seattle, Washington. Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. We're at halftime, tied at 36, as you can see on your screen there. The Falcons played pretty well in the first half. The Yellow Jackets were able to run them down toward the end of the first half, and they actually had the lead 34-30 before the Falcons tied it back up going into halftime. Falcons with the edge in overall shooting from the floor, 45% to 37%. And the Falcons with a pretty good edge in rebounds as well, 24-15. The Falcons, though, have turned it over 8 times, and the Yellow Jackets have turned it over just 3 times. You'll take that if you're Luke Fennelly, just 3 turnovers in the first half. You can't complain too much if you're Kefri Fazio about 8 turnovers, but that's about average for a half. Yellow Jackets with the lead in points off turnovers, 9-2. Falcons with the lead in points in the paint, 18-8. And among those points in the paint, Trace Evans had a few of those. Let's take a look actually at Billings first, their individual stats, as Brendan Johnson goes for 20 in the first half. And coming into the game, he is averaging just 9.8 points per game, so well over his season average already. With 20 in the first half, the Yellow Jackets didn't really get a whole lot in the scoring column from anybody else, though. They got 5 from Cale Robinson and 4 from Famous Left Hand. But Jalen Tott with just 2. He contributes, though, 4 rebounds and 4 assists. And Johnson with the 20 points and the 3 rebounds, 1 assist for him as well. Falcons with 10 from Moriarty, 10 from Evans, and 9 from Latour. And Evans, 5 out of 8 from the floor so far in this one. Latour with a couple of threes. He's 3 out of 7 overall from the floor, 2 out of 5 beyond the arc. Jackson Knapp already with 8 rebounds in this one, just 4 points for him, but he has contributed on the glass quite a bit, as he is already over his season average of 7.1 per game. Moriarty with 5 rebounds, Evans with 4, and 3 apiece from Latour and Landek. Mason Landek yet to get on the scoreboard, but contributes 3 rebounds off the bench for the first time this year. Let's take a quick look around the GNAC, as on Thursday night, Northwest Nazarene with a 1-point win over Western Washington in Nampa, Idaho. St. Martin's with a win, Alaska Fairbanks with a win, Central Washington with a win. And I mentioned Western Washington lost. Alaska Anchorage, Simon Fraser, and Western Oregon all lost on Thursday night, and this is again the last GNAC opener for both of these schools. St. Martin's is ranked in the top 25, and this afternoon, St. Martin's won at Anchorage on Thursday night. Fairbanks with a win over Western Oregon. Central Washington with a big win over Simon Fraser. Central Washington picked to win the GNAC this year, and Montana State Billings picked to finish second. But Central Washington up there, and St. Martin's, I should say, is going to be in the top few in the conference as well. Simon Fraser is at Northwest Nazarene. Let's check in on that one real quick, as they are coming down toward the end. It's a 6-point lead for the Nighthawks over the Red Leafs with 3:39 to play in that one. So still to be determined, but the Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks with the lead late there. Definitely Simon Fraser still within striking distance. St. Martin's will be at Alaska Fairbanks, and I believe that one is going to get started in about half an hour. Western Washington will be at Central Washington in Ellensburg later on this afternoon at 4 p.m. And then Western Oregon taking on Alaska Anchorage tonight at 5:15. Those are your scores, or the schedule, I should say. Scores from Thursday. and the schedule from today around the Great Northwest Athletic Conference as we turn our attention back to this one here, 36-36 going to the second half. And if you're the Falcons, what you do well is you hit some shots. You move the ball around. If you're the Yellow Jackets, continue to force some turnovers and see if you can get Jalen Tott going, because he really didn't have it in the first half, just 2 points from the floor. And Jalen Tott was 1 out of 7 from the floor. Brendan Johnson, though, 6 out of 9 overall from the floor, 4 out of 6 from three-point range, 4 out of 4 from the free throw line, and had the 3 rebounds. So we are underway here in half number 2, and the Yellow Jackets with the first possession. And this is Kaysen, the big man from Tunisia. Gets it to Robinson, and Robinson being guarded by Latour, backs him down, puts it up over Latour, puts it in. And Cale Robinson was able to get into the key there and get one up over Jonas Latour, and the Yellow Jackets with the early lead here in the second half. Falcons with their first possession of the half. Moriarty to Evans. He'll get it to Sandberg. And now Latour in the post for Evans, trying to go around Kasem. Does get around Kasem and reverses it up and in, and Trace Evans with 12 points in the ballgame. Falcons tied at 38. Robinson the other way, gets it to Johnson. And now Robinson with it. And he is fouled by Moriarty. As that is just the first foul on Owen Moriarty. He went the first half without a foul. Played 19 minutes in the first half. But commits one here in early in the second half. And the Yellow Jackets will have possession. Brendan Johnson. And thrown away there. He was trying to get it to Tott, and Moriarty picks it off. Takes it the other way, lays it up and in. Owen Moriarty with 12 points. And a big steal and a bucket there. And if you're the Falcons, if you can play defense there and come up with some turnovers. There is a 3 from the top of the key by the big man Kasem, 7'1" out of Tunisia, and he knocks it down. That's his first 3 points of the ball game, and it's a 41-40 lead for MSUB. Here's Evans. He'll get it to Moriarty. Moriarty driving, kicking it out to Latour in the corner for a 3, and that one goes in. Jonas Latour knocks it down from the corner. And Latour's got 12. So Evans 12, Moriarty 12, and now Latour with 12 for the Falcons. And it's a 43-41 ball game. And the shot going up from Brendan Johnson. And he's right back where he left off in the first half. He's now got 22 points in the ball game. 43-43 your score. Brendan Johnson having an afternoon here for the Yellow Jackets in the conference opener. Here's Trace Evans. Threads the needle to Sandberg, and now Sandberg whips it out to Moriarty, and he will draw the foul. That was an impressive pass by Evans to get that through and get it to Henry Sandberg. Checking in now, David Jones. Excuse me. Checking in for Kasem. And Kasem, we saw Kasem make the 3 a moment ago. He's actually a 50% 50% three-point shooter. Just 3 out of 6 on the season, now 4 out of 7. Here's Evans, and he hooks one up and in over David Jones. And the Falcons with the lead, 45-43. Trace Evans with 14 points in the ballgame. Evans had a career-high 27 at Point Loma last Friday afternoon. Falcons lost 2 games in San Diego last weekend, both by double digits. But Tott slips and gets it back out to left hand. Here's left hand taking a 3, and that one off the mark. And the Falcons the other way with a 2-point lead. Evans, though, a career-high 27 And here is Latour, and he's going to draw the foul. And that one's going to go on Jalen Tott, his second. Second team foul on Montana State Billings. And just one on the Falcons here in the second half. Still a lot of the second half left to go, 16:29 to go. And Latour knocking down the first free throw. He split a pair in the first half. Looking to go 2 for 2 from the line here, and that one rims out. And the rebound comes down to Cale Robinson. Got Latour with the broadcaster's jinx there. Here's Brendan Johnson, and he throws it away to Moriarty, and Moriarty's got nothing but space in front of him, and he throws it down with the right hand. He got up and was able to put that one in the bucket for the dunk, as he had plenty of space. Just 6'2" is Owen Moriarty, but he was able to dunk that one. Here is Tott off the back iron, no good. And Jalen Tott has not had a good afternoon shooting the basketball. Brendan Johnson, however, has for MSUB. Here's Evans. Falcons up by 5. Evans tried to get it to Sandberg, and it's knocked away. And here come the Yellow Jackets back the other way. Robinson finding a left hand. And left hand will get into the lane, and that one rims out. Rebound, though, to Tott. Tott will get it out to Cale Robinson. Back to Tott in the corner for a 3. That one off the mark. Rebound to Knapp. Falcons back the other way. 5-point ball game. Under 16 to go here in the second half. Evans trying to go around David Jones. And does get under him, but couldn't get the shot to go. Moriarty puts the rebound back up. And we're going to get a foul called. It'll be 2 shots coming up after the timeout. The foul called on Cale Robinson. Falcons with a 5-point lead, 15:05 to play. And we'll be back on the SPU webcast in just a moment. You're watching Falcons basketball. Welcome back inside Royal Brougham Pavilion. Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. Falcons with a 5-point lead. As Falcons former head coach Ken Bone, who's also the former head coach of the Washington State Cougars, is in the building this afternoon. Watching his former team go up against one of the top teams in the GNAC, and so far a 5-point lead for SPU, and Owen Moriarty heading to the free throw line. Moriarty was 4 for 4 in the first half at the stripe, and gets the first one to go here. The Falcons now up by 6, trying to make it 7. Still a lot of time left in this one, 15:05 on the clock, and Moriarty gets the second one to go as well. He's got 16. His average on the season is 16.6. May have mentioned this toward the beginning, but Montana State Billings, the first of 7 consecutive on the road, as Coleman takes down the rebound there, and the Yellow Jackets just have not been able to get a lot of those shots to go this afternoon. You're going to need to get into a groove later in this one, or at any point really in the second half. There's Moriarty getting to the bucket and laying it up and in. Brendan Johnson has 22 for the Yellow Jackets, and now Moriarty with 18 as Juwan Tot misses. And the Yellow Jackets going cold from the floor. Falcons up by 9. Here's Jackson Knapp finding Moriarty for a wide open three, and he left that one short. David Jones the rebound. But you'll take that look from Moriarty. Here's left hand with it. In the post for DeWitt. Turnaround over Landak, puts it up and in. Cooper DeWitt off the bench. A senior out of Pasco, Washington. And now defending Jackson Knapp. 52-45 the count. Falcons with the lead. Knapp gets it to Landak, and now Coleman driving, and they're going to get a foul away from the ball, and I think they're going to get it on Latour here. It is Jonas Latour called for the foul as Grant Coleman was driving, trying to go baseline, and Latour commits a foul away from the ball. So, Yellow Jackets with possession. Latour will come out, Sandberg will come in. The Yellow Jackets now with DeWitt, both top brothers, Robinson, and now Brendan Johnson back on the floor as well. And he has the ball now on the left wing. Gets it to DeWitt. DeWitt with the turnaround in the follow-away jumper, I should say, over Jackson Knapp. And DeWitt with 7 points now. And has a couple of buckets in the last minute or two. And the Yellow Jackets back within 5. And a steal by DeWitt. And he's going to take it to the other end and lay it up and in. Cooper DeWitt providing a spark for the Yellow Jackets off the bench. He's got 9 now. And here's Mason Landak the other way. That one off the mark. Yellow Jackets, if they want to put up another 3 here, could tie this one up. Jalen Tot to DeWitt. And now Robinson with it. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson with 22 on the afternoon. Cross-court pass for Juwan Tot. And he'll try to take it into the lane, but it's knocked away. Sandberg ends up with it. I think Landak got a hand on it. Here's Knapp taking it to the bucket. Lays it up and in. Looking for the foul there. Didn't get it. But Jackson Knapp now with 6 points. And the Falcons back out to a 5-point lead. 12 minutes to play here from Royal Brown Pavilion. Cale Robinson, a 3 from the top of the key. No good. Rebound Moriarty. Falcons back on their offensive end with a 5-point lead. Landak launches another 3 and misses that one. And Robinson back the other way, lays it up and in, got around Coleman. And it's a 3-point lead now for SPU. Here's Knapp up the floor, hands to Landak. Julian Mora up off the bench will check in. We'll get a dead ball, or we'll get a media timeout at the next dead ball. Here's Moriarty going around DeWitt. Puts it up and couldn't get it to go. Coleman there for the rebound, and he couldn't get the put back to go either. Here's Johnson finding Tot, and he's going to get fouled. Foul on the floor by Owen Moriarty. That will take us to the under 12 timeout. Falcons leading 54-51, 11:02 to play, and we'll be back on the SPU webcast in just a minute.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion in Seattle, Greg Sexton with you on the first Saturday in December, as the Falcons leading a pretty good ball game here by a count of 54-51, as this one has really seen a lot of good end-to-end action. And the Falcons have been able to limit Jalen Tott. Brendan Johnson has gone for 22 here. 20 in the first half, though. Just 2 here in the second half. Here's Jawan Tott with the ball, handing it back to DeWitt. And now they go back and forth out well away from the basket. Now the Yellow Jackets will work their way into a possession here. Cale Robinson going to take a 3, and that one off the mark. And the Yellow Jackets really had nothing going on that possession, as Robinson ended up just taking a 3. This one knocked away, though, by Jalen Tott from Julian Mora. He gets it to Robinson, and Robinson lays it up and in. And Finley looking for a foul on top of that as well, but didn't get it. Falcons with a 1-point lead. Moriarty finding Latour. Evans now at the top of the key. Here's Latour, and he's going to step inside. Cross court for Sandberg, and now Mora takes the 3 and knocks it in. Julian Mora with his first 3 points of the ball game. And the Falcons lead it by 4. Under 10 to play. Robinson going to take another 3, and that one rims out. Rebound to Latour. Robinson had a good look at that one, couldn't get it to go down. Here's Sandberg in transition the other way. That one no good. And Johnson pulls down the rebound. He's able to get it away from Trace Evans. Tott works his way to the bucket. Couldn't get the shot to go. Robinson pulls down the rebound. And they're going to call a foul on the floor. A non-shooting foul on Evans. That's just his first foul. Big Truck out of New South Wales, Australia, commits the foul. Jackson Knapp will check back in, as Evans has been able to stay out of foul trouble this afternoon. Ball comes into Robinson. And here's Jawan Tott going up over Mora, and he draws the foul. So Jawan Tott will get to the free throw line here. Julian Mora, his first foul. 5 team fouls now on the Falcons here in the second half. 3 on the Yellow Jackets. And you can see that on your screen there in the bottom left corner, as Jawan Tott is a little too strong on that one off the back iron. I mentioned Billings, a very good free throw shooting team. Jawan Tott coming into this one just 3 out of 4 on the season from the line, and misses on that first one. Second one is up and good. Able to make the adjustment on the second one. And it's a 3-point ball game here. Falcons with the lead. Mora being pressured. And they're going to say he walked to the basketball. He didn't think so. But they did see an extra step in there, and it's a turnover. And the Yellow Jackets down 3. Take it back with just over 9 to play in the ball game. Jawan Tott for his brother Jalen. Now Cale Robinson going to take another 3, and that one is off the mark. Robinson has missed a few here in the second half. And Jalen Tott gets in front of Knapp and takes it away, but commits the foul as well. So, foul on Jawan Tott. That's his first. Falcons will have possession. 3-point ball game here Knapp gets it in to Mora. Julian Mora out of Bend, Oregon, redshirt sophomore. Took a medical redshirt. Had a serious knee injury as Evans gets into the lane and puts it up and in. And Evans was 16 for the Falcons. Here's Juwan Tott the other way. Finding Cale Robinson going to the bucket. He lays it up and in and draws the foul. And so Robinson, now 13 points in the ball game, will be at the free throw line. Cale Robinson second on the Yellow Jackets in scoring, averaging 12.9 points per game. Jalen Tott averaging 17.2. Robinson, though, at the free throw line, an 81% free throw shooter. And he gets that one to go. He's got 14. Moriarty back in for Mora for SPU. 2-point lead with 8:29 to play. Second half has been pretty tight. Falcons did actually get out to a little bit of a lead, but tight most of the way here through this second half. Evans for Latour, and Latour takes the three, and that one is off the mark, and Robinson ends up with the rebound. Cale Robinson, senior out of Hamilton, New Zealand. Here's Jalen Tott pulling up from about 18 feet out, and he puts it in. And it's a 59-59 tie. Sandberg trying to get out of backcourt, and the Yellow Jackets putting some pressure on the Falcons in the backcourt as Moriarty gets it across, and the Yellow Jackets bench beside themselves thinking that they had, I'm not sure if they were looking for an offensive foul or a 10-second call. I think it was the 10-second call they were looking for, and it did not get called. Here's Evans. Kicks it out to Moriarty for a three, and that one is off the iron, no good. Rebound to Robinson. Here he comes the other way. Slips under Evans and couldn't get the shot to go. And the Falcons back the other way with the opportunity to take the lead. Moriarty runs into Juwan Tott. Now Evans gives it back to him, and now we get a whistle. And they're going to call that on Juwan Tott. 7:04 to play. 59-59 your score. We'll be right back on the SPU webcast. Don't go anywhere. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SB webcast. Tight ball game here. Each team with 36 points in the first half. Each team with 23 points here in the second half. And still 7:04 to play here. And this one very much in the balance as each team looking to go 1-0 in GNAC play. Falcons with a good edge on the glass, 36-25 in rebounds. But they have turned it over 13 times, and the Yellow Jackets have turned it over just 6 times. And Juwan Tott comes away with the steal there and gets fouled by Latour. And that is going to be the 7th team foul on the Falcons. So it'll send Juwan Tott to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. As he will try to put the Yellow Jackets back in front. 6:58 to play. And the first free throw is off the back iron, no good. And the rebound to Henry Sandberg. Here come the Falcons the other way. Moriarty gets it in the post to Knapp. Knapp going up over to Witt, left is short. And we're going to get a foul called here. And they're going to get that one on Jalen Tott. And so the Falcons will keep it. That's the sixth team foul on Montana State Billings. So with the next foul on the Yellow Jackets, both teams will be in the bonus. Here's Knapp with a floater in the lane, couldn't get it to go. Coleman is able to snag the rebound, kick it back out to Moriarty. Moriarty pulls up over Jalen Tott and puts it in. As he pulled up from just inside the free throw line and gives the Falcons the lead. Moriarty now with 20 in the ballgame. 61-59 your score. Robinson gets it to Jalen Tott. Tott behind his back, trying to go around Knapp. Gets it out to Brendan Johnson. 20 in the first half. Here's Jalen Tott, a three on the way. That one off the back iron, no good. And the rebound pulled away by Cale Robinson. And we get a whistle and a foul called. And this one's going on the Falcons. It'll go on Sandberg. That's just his first. But the 8th team foul on SPU here in the second half. And Cale Robinson back to the stripe. Robinson out of New Zealand. This one misses. And the Yellow Jackets missed on the front end of back-to-back 1-and-1s. Falcons with another possession, up 2. Moriarty. Get a screen, not necessarily a screen there from Coleman, but going around Coleman. Moriarty to the bucket, and that one does not go down as it comes off the rim. And the Yellow Jackets the rebound the other way. Here is Tott, a three from the corner. And Jalen Tott is ice cold this afternoon here at Royal Brougham. Sandberg kicks it out to Latour. In the post for Knapp, turns around and couldn't get that one to go, just a little too strong. We get a whistle on the rebound, and I think they got Jackson Knapp for a foul. They did. And the Yellow Jackets will shoot another 1-and-1 here. That's the 9th team foul. And the Yellow Jackets are going to call a timeout before they head to the free throw line here. 5:09 to play. And SPU with a 61-59 lead, getting late in this one. Good ball game here from Royal Brougham Pavilion this afternoon. We'll be right back on the SPU webcast.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Back to action here in Seattle, 5:09 to play, and it's Jalen Tott going to the free throw line for another 1-1. The Yellow Jackets have missed the front end the last 2 times down. And Jalen Tott trying to put in a free throw here with 5:09 to play. And that one misses. And the Yellow Jackets 0 for their last 3 at the stripe. Next foul, though, will put them at the free throw line for 2 shots. But the Falcons need to take advantage here of the missed free throws by the Yellow Jackets. Here's Evans in the post. And now Sandberg fumbles it a bit. Collects it, though. Gets it over to Latour. Latour going to take a 3. And that one off the iron. Knapp gets in there for the rebound. Shot clock resets. And Knapp throws it away into the backcourt. Sandberg chases it down, but can't get to it in time, and it's a turnover. Falcons got the offensive rebound there, but couldn't capitalize. And the Yellow Jackets now another chance to tie it up or take the lead. As Cooper DeWitt almost threw it away, but Jalen Tott ends up with it. Moriarty was trying to get to that one. And Tott goes down. They're gonna say that Moriarty touched it last. I don't know that he did. I think that Tott tripped. Maybe there was a little contact there. They didn't call the foul on Moriarty, but they're gonna say that Moriarty touched it last, and we don't get the benefit of replay on that one. But watching it at game speed, didn't look like Moriarty ever touched the ball. As Cale Robinson gets into the lane and puts it up and in, and he's got 16. And we're tied at 61. Here's Latour in the post for Evans. Evans backing down on Robinson and goes up over him and leaves it short. Knapp tried to chase down the rebound, but it comes out to Jalen Tott. And here come the Yellow Jackets with an opportunity to take the lead on this possession. Under 4 to play. We'll have one more media timeout coming up at the next dead ball. Here's Robinson. Gets it to Johnson. A 3 on the way, and he knocks it down. And we heard quite a bit from Brendan Johnson in the first half. 20 in the first half, and a big 3 there. He now has 25 for the ball game. And it's a 3-point lead for Montana State Billings. 64-61. They lead it. Falcons got to have an answer, hopefully, on this possession, as Moriarty gets to the bucket, puts it in off the glass, and draws the foul. And Owen Moriarty will get to the free throw line. He's got 22. This will take us to immediate timeout here. Moriarty will be at the free throw line when we come back. 3:19 to play. Foul called on Jalen Tott. That's his 4th. And the Falcons down 1, trying to even it up when we come back in just a moment on the SPU webcast. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, 3:19 to play, and Owen Moriarty heading to the free throw line here, as they've made a couple of corrections to who the foul was on there. They first said Jalen Tott, then they said Brendan Johnson. Now they say famous left hand committed the foul, and so left hand with just 1, that's his first, and Moriarty though trying to even up the score at the free throw line. So Jalen Tott just has 3, and Brendan Johnson just has 2. And Owen Moriarty with the free throw up and good, and we're tied at 64 with 3:19 to play. Here's Jalen Tott moving it into the front court. Gets it to DeWitt. And now back to Tott. Now Johnson with it on the left wing. Johnson trying to get around Latour. Gets it to left hand. He's going to take a deep three over Sandberg, and he couldn't get it to go. Falcons have really been able to shut down both Jalen Tott and famous left hand in this game. Left hand has 4 points. Jalen Tott has 4 points. And both of them average double figures. Here's Moriarty. Kicks it out to Evans. 9 on the shot clock. Knapp. Hands back to Moriarty. A 3 on the way, and that one rims out. And the rebound loose, and the Falcons are going to keep possession. As the Falcons catch a huge break there, Jalen Tott and Brendan Johnson both went after the ball and knocked it out of bounds. And so the Falcons will get it back. Jawan Tott checks in here for famous left hand for Montana State Billings. 2:24 to go, though. Falcons trying to take the lead. And that one was off the mark by Moriarty, but the Yellow Jackets knocked it out of bounds. Here's Evans in the post, going up against Cale Robinson. Kicks it out to Knapp. Back to Evans. And Evans lays it up and in. He got a couple of steps on Robinson while the pass was being thrown. And Evans just had to turn around and put it in. And Trace Evans now with 18 points. Under 2 to play. Here's Robinson, a 3 on the other end. Robinson knocks that one down from the top of the key. And the Yellow Jackets go back up by a point. 67-66. Cale Robinson with 19 for Billings. It's been Robinson and it's been Johnson for the Yellow Jackets this afternoon. Here's Latour, and he couldn't get that one to go. Got it up over Jawan Tott, but left it short, and Robinson with the rebound. Yellow Jackets up by a point with 1:30 to play. Jawan Tott will get it to Cale Robinson. Robinson will pull up for 3 over Evans, and that one off the mark. Moriarty with Evans leaking out, cherry picking a little bit, and Evans lays it up and in. Moriarty with the baseball pass down there to find him, and Trace Evans has 20 points in the ballgame. Falcons with a 1-point lead, 68-67. Just over a minute to play. Here's Jawan Tott. We'll get it to his brother Jalen. Jalen being guarded by Knapp. And Jalen going around Knapp, puts it in off the glass. And Jalen Tott with just 6 points in this one. A big shot there. And the Yellow Jackets leading by a point now. 42 seconds to play. Here's Evans backing down on Robinson. Evans kicks it out to Latour. A 3 on the way from the corner. And Jonas Latour knocks it down with 34 seconds to play. Falcons take a timeout. Jonas Latour with 16 points. And they lead. Now the Falcons do 71-69. As the crowd rises to their feet here inside Royal Brown Pavilion. 33.5 left on the clock. Timeout on the floor. We will step aside and be right back on the SPU webcast in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion. We're coming down to the wire here. They reset the clock to 34.2. And the Yellow Jackets will have possession, trying to tie or take the lead. Jonas Latour had a 3 on the last possession for the Falcons to put them in front by 2. And the ball rolling up the floor. Jalen Tott picks it up and drives around Moriarty and lays it up and in, as Moriarty came out a little too far there on Tott, and Jalen Tott went right around him. 71-71, we're tied up. Shot clock is on, but there is a very minuscule difference between the shot clock and the game clock, so the Falcons trying to take this one down to the final seconds. Moriarty being guarded by Jalen Tott. Moriarty gets to the bucket. Cale Robinson blocks the shot, and now it's thrown away to Jonas Latour. 3 seconds. It's knocked out of bounds with .8 left, as Latour was able to come up with the steal. They were trying to get it down the floor, the Yellow Jackets were, and this one knocked out of bounds, and I believe the officials are most likely going to go take a look at this one. First of all, to see whose possession it is, and also to see how much time is on the clock. So they are sending the teams to their benches. Latour was trying to find somebody going back the other way, and the ball ended up getting knocked out of bounds over the Falcons bench. And so we will see how this one comes out. I did not see who touched it last. They're going to be reviewing that, and they're going to be reviewing the amount of time left on the clock. In a 71-71 ball game, somebody's going to get a final shot here before regulation ends. And a good chance that we may be seeing overtime here in the GNAC season opener here at Royal Brougham. The officials have taken a look, and now all 3 of them get together. They usually, they have 2 officials at a time reviewing, and now the other one heading over to take a look. And it's interesting they do it that way, where all 3 officials end up getting a look, but just 2 at a time. So they're taking a look again at the monitor. 0.8 showing on the clock right now. And see if they're all on the same page here. As each team has an official go over to their bench, and then the other one over there will set it up for an inbounds pass in the corner. It's going to be a from right in front of the Falcons bench, and they push the water cooler back, and they push some of the chairs back as well. It's going to be Falcons basketball here with .8. They did not put any time back on the clock. Jackson Knapp will inbound here with the score tied at 71. And Knapp looking for somewhere to go with it, and got it to Sandberg, but he hasn't knocked away. And we're going to overtime here at Royal Brougham Pavilion in the GNAC opener. 71-71 at the end of regulation. We'll take another timeout here on the SPU webcast, and we will be back with the overtime period coming up. Good back and forth ball game here. We're going 5 more minutes as 71-71. Falcons shoot 44% in regulation. The Yellow Jackets 42%. Falcons 77% at the free throw line. The Yellow Jackets just 60%, and they missed the front end of 3 1-and-1s in the second half. Falcons with the rebounding edge, 45-30 in this game. They have turned it over 15 times, and the Yellow Jackets just 7. And so that has kind of made up the difference here, as both players there, Robinson and Knapp, jumping, and neither one of them able to tip it initially, but the Falcons win the tip. And here is Knapp being guarded by Cooper DeWitt, who starts overtime on the floor. Moriarty gets it into Evans, and we'll get a whistle. And let's see here. It was on left hand. That's the second foul. And they are going to, because the Falcons are in the bonus, they are going to send Trace Evans to the free throw line. This is a 1-and-1. And Evans misses off the back iron. So the Yellow Jackets missed the front end of 3 1-and-1s in the second half. And now the Falcons miss on the front end here in overtime. And it's a 71-71 score. Nobody has scored since Jalen Tott put in a lay-in with about 30 seconds to play in regulation. Here's DeWitt backing down on Sandberg. Puts it up, puts it in. Cooper DeWitt with a big shot to start overtime. And he's got 11 for Montana State Billings. Here's Jackson Knapp being guarded by DeWitt on the other end. Gets it to Moriarty. Now Knapp trying to get it to Evans. He's able to control it. Gets it back out to Knapp. Latour in the corner for Sandberg. And Henry Sandberg misses on the 3. Sandberg has not scored in this ballgame for SPU. Had an opportunity there to put in his first 3. And he'll hit from outside, but not this afternoon so far. Here's Jalen Tott going up over Knapp and puts it in. And Jalen Tott with a bucket to tie it up at 71 late, and another bucket here in overtime. He's got 10 points for the ball game. Falcons have really limited him this afternoon, but he's been able to make a couple of big buckets here late. Still plenty of time in the overtime. Now under 3:15 though. Moriarty into the lane, and we get a whistle on a foul. And they get Jalen Tott for the foul, and that will be his 4th. And he is not in agreement with the call. But it will send Owen Moriarty to the free throw line. Each team now with 9 team fouls. And I believe this is going to be another 1-and-1. They will not allow Jawan Tott to sub in because this is a 1-and-1. And Moriarty makes the first. Owen Moriarty at the free throw line this afternoon. Now 8 out of 8. He's got 23 points, which is a career high. He has 9 rebounds. And knocks in another free throw, and now Moriarty, and actually they now has 25, I'm sorry. They hadn't added the first free throw to his total yet. Moriarty now a career high 25. As here is DeWitt backing down on Sandberg. And they're going to call a foul on the floor on Sandberg. So it's on the floor, but now the Yellow Jackets in the double bonus, and so Cooper DeWitt will head to the free throw line for 2 shots. So at this point, it's irrelevant whether it's a shooting foul or not. DeWitt puts in the free throw as Jawan Tott checks in. And Brendan Johnson, I believe, was already out there, but he's on the floor for the Yellow Jackets as well. 2 free throws, big free throws for Cooper DeWitt, and the Yellow Jackets lead by 4. Falcons with possession and needing to do something with it here as Knapp taking it to the bucket, lays it up and in over left hand. finger rolled it there. And Knapp now with 8 points in the ball game. 77-75. Falcons within 2. 2.5 to play. Here's left hand. Gets it to DeWitt, and a foul called on Knapp as he made some contact there. And that will send Cooper DeWitt back to the free throw line where he converted a couple of big ones a moment ago. Jackson Knapp now with 4 fouls in the ballgame. 2:25 to play in the overtime period. And DeWitt knocking down another free throw. Cooper DeWitt coming into this game just a 50% free throw shooter on the season, a small sample size. But DeWitt, 4 out of 4 here in the overtime period. And big free throws, all of them obviously in overtime. 79-75. Yellow Jackets by 4. Latour gets it to Knapp. Knapp will get it in the post to Evans. Evans backing down on Robinson. Evans turns to his left, or his right, but goes to the left of the bucket and lays it up and in, and Evans now has 22. And it's a 79-77 ball game. Falcons hanging in there, down a possession. Here's Robinson, and he will hand it off to left hand. Left hand takes the long 2. That one misses, and is chased down by DeWitt. And the Yellow Jackets keep possession now. A little over a minute and a half to go in the overtime. They lead by 2. Jawan Tott will get it to Robinson, and Robinson lays it up and in. And the Yellow Jackets go back up by 4. Big lay-in there by Cale Robinson gives him 21 for the ball game. 81-77. Falcons again needing to get back within a possession. And running short on time. And Moriarty turns it over. Was trying to whip a pass out. And I think Johnson and DeWitt got hands on that one. DeWitt has been big for the Yellow Jackets here in overtime. 58.7 left on the clock. And the Yellow Jackets take the timeout here with a 4-point lead. And this will be a 30-second timeout, so we will keep it here. Cooper DeWitt here in overtime with 4 big free throws and a turnaround jumper at the beginning of overtime. So he's got 6 points here in the overtime session for the Yellow Jackets, who lead by 4. Falcons have made some big plays in this one. Trace Evans has 22 points. Owen Moriarty with 25. Jonas Latour with 16. And Falcons need to hang in there. They still have close to a minute left to play. 58.7 left on the clock. And it'll be, though, the Yellow Jackets with possession. So the Falcons are going to need a stop here. And they will need to get the ball back. And they are going to commit the foul here. Sandberg fouls Robinson. So, Kefri Fazio, with the Falcons down just 4 and still close to a minute to play, opts to foul early here and not let too much time run off the clock. He'll put Cale Robinson at the free throw line. And the Yellow Jackets definitely the advantage at the stripe, but not today. They have missed the front end of some 1-on-1s, and now this is a 2-shot foul. But Robinson misses on the front end again and gets the second one to go. So it's a 5-point lead for Montana State Billings. Falcons with time left. Moriarty gets to the bucket, lays it up and in. And Kefri Fazio gets a quick timeout with 48.4 left. A 3-point lead for the Yellow Jackets. Moriarty now with 27 points in the ballgame, a career high. And we get another 30-second timeout. The coaches have managed their timeouts well down the stretch. as they both have timeouts remaining. Falcons have 2 left now, and the Yellow Jackets have 1 left. And sometimes you'll see coaches take timeouts early on and run out, but they have both conserved their timeouts well in this one. Billings with the lead by 3, 82-79, 48.4 left. And Luke Finley giving instructions to his team. Kefri Fazio on the other end for the Falcons. Let's see if they commit another quick foul here with 48.4 left. And this time they're not going to, as Robinson gets it to left hand. Robinson gets it back. And the Falcons will let the Yellow Jackets run some clock here. Landeck is out there guarding Robinson. And Robinson gets around him and lays it up and in, and that was too easy. 84-79, and now the shot clock is off. Falcons back the other way. And another timeout called by Kefri Fazio from the bench with 25.4 left. And he will talk things over with his squad. They are in some trouble now, down by 5 with 25.4 left. As Cale Robinson had no problem getting around Mason Landeck for the lay-in there. Cale Robinson now 24 points, as Brendan Johnson has 23. Jalen Tott has not had a good afternoon shooting the ball, but he has scored 10. Tott is 5 out of 17 from the floor, 0 of 7 beyond the arc, and actually they have him for 11. The scoreboard has him for 10, but he's got 11. 6 rebounds and 5 assists for Tott, so he still has contributed. Cooper DeWitt with 15 off the bench in 29 minutes, and he's been big for the Yellow Jackets. Falcons with possession here and trying to keep this game going as Moriarty moves over to his left, trying to go around Robinson, and Robinson blocks the shot. Knapp gets it back, though, and puts it up and in. 15.8 left, and Fazio uses his last timeout. I believe that's his last one. I don't think they took one off the scoreboard. Left hand will check back in. Landeck will check back in. It should be the last timeout for the Falcons. But I don't know that they changed the timeouts left on the scoreboard. You see the one still left for SPU, but they had 2 left before they called the last timeout. So we'll see. I think that they are saying they do have still 1 timeout left, and they're telling the Yellow Jackets on their side as well that they have 1 timeout remaining. So 15.8 left. Falcons need to force a turnover here or commit a quick foul, as DeWitt will inbound it. And Latour with the long arms there, unable, though, to get in front. And they're going to foul famous left hand with 13.5 left. And the left hand will go to the stripe. Mason Landeck commits the foul. That's his second. And Grant Coleman getting ready to check in for SPU after the first free throw here by left hand. 84-81. And the left hand is right-handed, as you saw there on the free throw. Coleman will come in for Knapp, and left hand knocking down the free throw. And the Falcons really have held him down this afternoon, but they have not been able to hold down Johnson, Robinson, and DeWitt, as left hand knocks down 2 free throws. It's a 5-point lead again for the Yellow Jackets, and this one is all but over. 13.5 left. Falcons are going to need a quick bucket, a turnover, and another quick bucket, and they need at least one of those to be a 3. That one was a 2 from Moriarty. He's got 29, and Fazio does use his last time out here with 9.8 left. The Yellow Jackets, all they need to do pretty much is get the ball in bounds and make a free throw, and this one will be in the books in their favor. Falcons have really given the Yellow Jackets all they can handle this afternoon, and they're going to end up out-rebounding the Yellow Jackets by double digits. It's 46-33. The Falcons have the edge in that category at the moment. But the turnovers, big. 16 turnovers for SPU, just 7 for Montana State Billings. That is taking care of the basketball when you commit just 7 turnovers in a ball game plus 5 minutes here. And so the Yellow Jackets, even though they haven't been able to get Jalen Tott going the way that he normally does, famous left hand has really not gotten going either. The Yellow Jackets have had enough, presumably, here to pull this one out. It's not quite over yet. DeWitt will inbound. And DeWitt is going to take the final timeout for the Yellow Jackets. And he didn't really, he wasn't letting that one, the 5-second count there. He called the timeout after about 2 or 3 seconds. So we'll see how that factors in. If they're unable to get the ball in on this next inbounds play that they're going to have coming up, the Falcons will be in good shape. They still just have 9 team fouls on the board for the Yellow Jackets, but I believe both teams are in the double bonus. I might be wrong about that, though. I believe, yes, I think that they do actually, the Yellow Jackets do just have still 19 fouls. So the next one would put the Falcons in the double bonus. So it's really irrelevant as they kind of line up here with all 5 Yellow Jackets out of bounds. And an interesting looking play there. They get it in to left hand, and Landek commits the foul. So a lot of times you might see a team with a kind of a stack formation where everybody breaks a different direction. That time, all 5 of them lined up out of bounds on the baseline. And it was DeWitt throwing it in bounds. And that is definitely a creative way that I have not seen a lot of teams employ to get somebody open on the inbounds pass. They needed to there because they were out of timeouts. Both teams out of timeouts. The officials are now going to review something here. And I'm not sure if they're reviewing the time on the clock. That's most likely what they're reviewing. The foul was committed by Landek on left hand, so they may be taking a look to make sure that they got that part of it right as well. But that was a quick review. And we're ready to go here with 8.2 left. And will be famous left hand going to the free throw line. Left hand now with 6 points in the ball game. And he just knocked down a couple of free throws a moment ago. Yellow Jackets at the stripe this afternoon. 13 out of 18. They have missed some critical ones in the second half, but just one miss here in the overtime period, and the left hand knocks one down. That makes it a 2-possession game again with 8.2 left. And the Yellow Jackets are going to come into Seattle and win this one. Falcons really made them work hard for it. Left hand knocks down both free throws. 5-point game. Moriarty going the other way. And he will shoot it up over Tott and miss. And that'll do it. Montana State Billings with the win, 88-83 in overtime. And a lot of good storylines in this ball game. Falcons and Yellow Jackets went after it this afternoon. And the Yellow Jackets come out on top by 5 in the overtime period. But the Yellow Jackets just with a little more veteran players, a few more veteran players on their roster. a little more experience. Kefri Fazio was pointing that out in the lead up to this game, that his team was a little less experienced, and that may have been the difference in this one. Great ball game, though, this afternoon between these two teams. And the Falcons really can build on this going forward. They basically are not going to play any more GNAC games until January. As the way the GNAC does their schedule, they get in a weekend of games the first weekend in December, and then they don't start playing again until January. So it'll be all non-conference games for both of these teams coming up. SPU will have 3 more here at home. Cal State East Bay will be here in a week on December 14th. Evergreen State will be here on Wednesday, December 18th, and then Douglas College will be here on December 21st. And those, I believe, are both going to be exhibition games for those respective schools, Evergreen State and Douglas College. Evergreen State down in Olympia, and they play at a lower level of competition. Douglas College is from Vancouver, BC, and they also play at a lower level of competition. So the Falcons, we'll see how East Bay is when they're here next Saturday. Falcons will be back in GNAC action on January 2nd at St. Martin's, who is ranked number 17 right now. But Montana State Billings, as I mentioned, this is the first of a 7-game road trip for them. They do not play at home again until January 9th. They will be back in Billings, but they'll be playing at their crosstown rival, Rocky Mountain College, on Tuesday. And Rocky Mountain College already beat the Yellow Jackets once earlier this year at Montana State Billings. But this next game will take place across town at Rocky Mountain College, and then the Yellow Jackets going to go to Minot State in North Dakota. They'll play a couple of games in Vegas before Christmas, and then they'll play their first 2 games of the GNAC, the resumption of GNAC play. They'll be at Western Oregon and at St. Martin's. Of course, the Falcons will be also at St. Martin's and then Western Oregon on those same dates, as these teams are travel partners and they play the same schools when they're not playing each other. So let's kind of go through this one, and we'll sign off here in just a little bit. But the field goal percentages came out pretty even in this one. The Falcons shot 46%, the Yellow Jackets 45%. Both teams are close to 30 beyond the arc, 31% for the Yellow Jackets and 28% for the Falcons. Both teams go 75% from the free throw line. Falcons had that double-digit edge in rebounds, 46-34, but the Falcons turned it over 16 times, the Yellow Jackets just 7, and the Yellow Jackets with the edge in points off turnovers, 18-8. Individually, a big first half for Brendan Johnson. He goes for 25 points in this one, 8 rebounds and 2 assists. And Johnson was 8 of 11 from the floor, 5 of 7 beyond the arc, 4 out of 4 from the free throw line. Big game for Brendan Johnson, the senior out of Livingston, Montana. Played 38 minutes in this one. Cale Robinson goes for 24 points. He played 39 minutes. And he goes 10 out of 20 from the floor. Just 2 out of 9 beyond the arc. He did miss a few threes. But Robinson ends up with 10 points, so he gets the double-double. He also picks up 2 assists. And then they had Cooper DeWitt with 15 off the bench, 5 of 6 from the floor. He made a 3, 1 of 1 beyond the arc, and he went 4 out of 4 at the free throw line. And 15 big points for Cooper DeWitt off the bench. Jalen Tott had 11 with 6 rebounds and 5 assists and a steal. Famous left hand had 8 points, no rebounds, but he had an assist and a steal. And he knocked down 4 free throws late in this one. Nobody went to the line more than 4 times for the Yellow Jackets DeWitt went 4 for 4. Johnson went 4 for 4. And Left Hand went 4 for 4. SPU gets a career-high 29 from Owen Moriarty. He had 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 3 turnovers, and 10 out of 23 from the floor. He was 0 of 5 from beyond the arc, though. And so they'll take 29 points out of him, though, and 9 boards. Jackson Knapp goes for 10 points and 17 rebounds in this one. 4 assists for him as well, but in a losing effort. Trace Evans with 22 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist. And Jonas Latour, 16 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. He had a steal. Jackson Knapp had a steal as well. But the Falcons come up short in this one by a final count of 88-83. We'll be back here next on Saturday as Cal State East Bay will be in the building. That'll be a 5 p.m. tip. The women will play at 2 p.m. We'll have both of those games for you on the SPU webcast. The women are going to be playing Stanislaus State. Both teams taking on West Region opponents, but not GNAC conference opponents. That'll do it for this afternoon. The Yellow Jackets hang on and win in overtime, 88-83. Have a good rest of your weekend.